How about new... What? Hey guys, welcome back to Unmedicated and Dysfunctional, where we medicate through gaming. My name is Kenz. Welcome back. We are jumping back into Impostor Factory, going on this crazy, loopy, wild journey. That is the To the Moon series, per usual. All the craziness, and now we're back at her original house that she grew up in, which is kind of cool that made a whole full circle. I'm still kind of upset though. Not gonna lie. I like, part of me really wants to hate her, and I have no reason for it. Hello. In his current condition, do you think it'd be okay to go out? Aw. Linry. Linry. Yeah, okay. Aw. Dad, where are Mom and Grandpa going? They're off to get you something real cool, so just hang in there, okay? Okay. Seeing, like, I mean, it's sad to see anyone really ill, but kids in particular, I feel, are very difficult. Like that's something that hits you in a different spot. Can I follow where they went? Oh, I wonder if they're getting the telescope. Oh, it'd be so cute. Could use a little dusting, but still works like new. I can't believe how long it's been. Let's just hope the stars haven't left, huh? Aww. I wanted to wait until he was a little older. Why is that? Well, you only get to see it like that for the first time once. It's nice when it can be appreciated as more than just pretty lights in the sky. Do you still remember when you first took me stargazing? How could I forget? I asked if you wanted to be a star or a lavender, and you said you wanted to be a star so that everyone else can see how lovely the lavender are. I lied, you know. I mean, at the time it was silly. I just wanted to make you proud. But later on though, I actually did strive to be a star. It was never really because I wanted to. It was only because I was afraid of missing my chance to shine. I know I'm supposed to want to strive for greatness and leave my mark, but is it wrong if all I really wanted to be is just another lavender? I don't know about wanting to strive for greatness, Lynn, but I know those who leave a mark often never set out to do so. But they do so nevertheless. And often in the most unexpected ways. And hey, whether you like it or not, you sure still left a mark on me. Aww. I mean, sure, it might not mean something to the whole world, but meaning the whole world to someone still counts for something, right? As do you to me. And as I'm sure Toby does to you, so stop barking at me. Sorry guys, we just got a puppy. Come here. This is Penny. And Penny, this is not the appropriate time to be barking, you know. And as I'm sure Toby does to you. I know you still blame yourself, Linry, but that won't do any good. Nobody's here forever, so all we can do is to make the most of what we're given. And that includes time. Oh. So let's stop. Why are you being... You're just gonna like this the whole time? Okay. So let's go take him to see the wonders this world still has to offer. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do it, Penny. Let's do it, Penny. Okay. You're gonna have to hold her the whole time now so she doesn't keep barking at me. Aw. I wonder if they were ever given like a timeline, like how... I don't know. I want to know what the condition is, especially as someone that works in the medical field. Like what's going on exactly. What was that? Oh no! No! Oh, please not anything happen to the little boy. No, why isn't he in his wheelchair? Toby, can you hear me? Please just send someone right away. No, he's not. Chest compressions, chest compressions, chest compressions. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, Toby. I think one of the most important things, especially when you have kids, is to be like the kid CPR and all that. I think is so important just to know. And because if something happens, and hopefully nothing ever happens, but if it does, it is so much better to be prepared, you know, and not to have to use it. Yeah. Yeah. And I can't imagine how hard, like, I can't imagine going through that. Oh, did she move back by herself? I think she dedicated herself to the project so that she could get her son back. think that's Linry. I think that's Linry. Like, that much time. All I can think of that is that right now, with how much time and everything has gone by, she must be preparing for, like, her deathbed. Like, I think she wants to be the first person so that she can go back and have her son back and have that family that she didn't get to have. Linry, everything's ready for tomorrow's presentation. The tests all went through without a hitch. Great work, AI. Is it AI or Al? You should go get some rest now. They'll be here early tomorrow. You're still working? Yeah, one more test never hurts. Not gonna argue with you there. Aww. Initialize. Welcome back, Doctor. System, run a stress test via artificial memory convergence. Please choose test entity reference. Search memories for snow. Whoa. Wait, there. Go back. Is she erasing them? Wait, is she erasing him? Entity selection confirmed. Keep personality and traits? Yes. Keep extrapolated memories? No, use generic memories. Please select memory setting for artificial insertion. It doesn't matter, choose one for me. Memory loaded. Visit at U. Haynes Estate. That's fine. Initiating foreign entity to memory setting. Entity activation in 3, 2, 1. That was a lot. Oh gosh, it's so hard to do commentary for these games because it's just like the way that the emotions just hit, you know? Like her kid died and she hasn't seen him since, you know? She hasn't seen her husband. She left. So you've reached the end. Are you actually... I know you have more questions, but I have an urgent theory that needs your help testing. Would you come back to the mansion with me? I don't really have a choice, do I? Alright, let's go. Let's go help where we can. Act 3. Oh, okay. Downstairs. What about downstairs? What is it? I mean, what isn't it? But for one, I guess I'm still trying to get used to this being the real you. Hey, I didn't mean that in a bad way. And even then, why would you care about what I think anyway? Downstairs. Don't have to be rude about it. You gonna kill me? Is she gonna kill me? Please don't kill me. Whoa. She seems preoccupied. Maybe I could sneak around first. I kind of want to look around now that everything is frozen. I mean, not that it matters anyway, because none of this is real, but still kind of want to take a little sneaky peek. And see what's in all the rooms. I'm a little upset that they're not T-posing. It was a really good opportunity. And now it's been missed. But maybe if I just wash my hands, this could all start over. We could pretend we don't know. It's an ordinary sink. So this isn't a time machine? Bummer. Let's try anyway. Please. Please. Sweet. Alright. Away we go. Hey. It's almost ready. What is? And what's all this? I've been compiling a batch test case to check for certain suspicions. It was about done, but you were out too soon. Too soon? It felt like I was in there for quite a while. You were in a separate data stream where time is experienced differently. It's only been a few minutes over here. Resuming compilation, 67%. Actually, while we're waiting, I have a question for you. For me? Yes. Given what you've seen, am I a terrible, selfish person? No. You're just sad. I don't think that's fair to say. I mean, I can't say that you did all the right things, but I don't know how many people could have if they were actually in your shoes. But selfish? I suppose so. I mean, Quincy wasn't exactly altruistic either, but he really did seem to try his best to put your happiness above all else. Linry? Compiling 72%. I see. Well, we still have time, so I'll return the favor. Anything you'd like to ask me? Why? Hmm? Why do you even care what I think? I mean, if I am what I am, and why are you even talking to me as if I'm actually him? Because I'm supposed to be testing your believability, that's all. Is that so? Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Compiling 76%. Now, would you like to ask any actual questions while there's time? Yeah, I do want to ask a question. Yeah. Sync time travel, murders. What's more? Time tunnel room, the real Quincy. I want to know what's with the murders. Like, that's the thing that's, like, really itching in my mind. So, what's with the murders happening here? I mean, the simulation is based on your memories, right? How come I didn't see it in the flashbacks? Because the murders never happened. At least I don't remember it happening. Which is strange, because it seems to be unavoidable in the simulation based on my memory. Did you figure out why? Not yet, but with what I'm setting up, I'm afraid I'm about to. Ooh, what if they really were murdered? Compiling 82%, and in the simulation it's what was changed. Okay. What happened to the real Quincy? I hope you don't mind me asking, but quite a few years skipped by at the end of the montage. What happened to me? I mean, Quincy. I don't know. You don't know? I don't. It's been many years since we've talked. After everything that happened, we just went our separate ways. Or perhaps more accurately, I did. Compiling 88%. It's almost complete. There's just a couple more questions. I want to know double Lenry. So there really were two of you in this mansion earlier? Well, in the first run, I assumed direct control of myself in this memory, so there was only one. But in the resets after the murder, I had to scout and debug, so I spawned another token me. You were only able to see this me because we were both from the first spawn before the reset. So, yeah, me and the token me. Compiling 94%. One last question, and we're starting. Okay, I want to know about the sink time travel. About the sink in the washroom. I know now that that wasn't being rewound, but why did it do what it did? The sink never did anything. I know it's hard to believe, but it was just a coincidence. Or rather, a series of coincidences. That's a tough word, coincidences. That happened over and over. As I was debugging, I reset scenario a few times in the process. It was an oversight, but because you were an inserted entity and not native, you were not reset. And I just happened to be using that sink every time you did the reset. Yep. Isn't that too much of a coincidence? It is oddly improbable, but still above a 0% possibility. One of the reasons for my suspicion, actually. But we'll test that soon. Compiling 100%. Here we go! Okay. It's ready. I prepared a batch of test scenarios with particular variables. Notably, the location of Dr. Haynes and Dr. Yu and their intent. As for you, you'll be my observer. Observer? Yep. All you have to do is go into the rooms and look at them. That's easy. Look at them to check if they're dead. Oh, not so easy. That's easy, but less appealing. It's for science. Oh, then, yay? Indeed. You ready? Definitely yes. Great. Now check the bathroom. The bathroom? Yep. I stuffed them there first. Can you not? That bathroom is like the only sanctuary I had left. It's fine. I'll be monitoring and waiting right out here. Besides, you need to learn to get out of your comfort zone. Oh, we're way beyond that very concept of comfort zone. Okay. Here we go. But why are they the only ones that are dead? Nope. We're alive. We're good. Okay. They're good. Oh. Go on. They're waiting for you by the toilet. That sounds sketchy. Okay, I guess I have to go and actually talk to them. I can't just walk in and be like, hi. Hey, okay. I see them. Good, now come back out. Okay. So alive or dead? Alive, I think. They aren't moving or responsive, though. Yeah, I've set them to a different layer. Okay, now go back in and out a few more times and report their status. All right. Hey, hey. Whoa. Okay. Now? Still alive, but they're closer. Oh, that was me. Sorry, I moved them to for convenience. Go on again. I don't wanna keep doing this. And they're dead. Oh, blip! Linry! They be dead, though. Dead, Linry, they're dead. Ah, you sure? Yes. This could be bad. It is bad, they're dead. But also they're not real, so you don't need to panic so much. Okay, I'm going to log off and get Dr. Kim to come and help. Just check the other rooms while I'm gone, alright? What? Why? Wait, you're leaving me alone to check for more bodies? What's the issue? You've already seen much worse earlier. Besides, you know they're not real. I know I'm not real. I mean, in terms of realness, they're just as real as me. Fair point. Okay then, here. Oh, kitty. What is it? Your bodyguard. My bodyguard? Yeah, to protect. Okay, I'll be back soon. Good luck. Well, wait. Hi, kitty. Are you stretchy, kitty? Tell me, do you really protect? Oh, you're cute. You don't protect. What the? I am system. Oh, I've seen you in her memories. Good. System supervises Quincy while Linry is gone. Do you now... guess I'm gonna be babysat by a giant talking sound wave. Do not be afraid, for this is not my final form. Oh, cool. Behold, a form even you may comprehend. Ah, Ricebot! I love Ricebot! Indeed. Ricebot was merely a humble beginning of my AI. But now, I am much more. It reminds me of Portal. I am creator of worlds and cooker of rice. Taste my rice. Taste it. Nom 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 nom. Delicious. Oh. This is the tastiest rice I've ever eaten. How could something taste this good? Nobody knows. I need to know. There is no way to know. But when Quincy completes mission, reward is more rice. What are we waiting for then? Let's go find them. Joined the party. Yay! Yay! Woo woo! Oh, yeah, you can come too. Cat, join the party. Woo woo! Now let us proceed to the party hall, the kitchen, and the study. Repeatedly until they die. There ought to be a better way to put that. Okay, so 3 seems to be the charm. Okay, there they are. Kitty cat protect. 1. Okay, we got them alive here. I can go out and let's go. I'm just gonna go around this way because it feels better than just going in and out. 2. Okay. Move, right spot. Okay, and 3. Oh, they're still alive. Okay. Okay. Are they gonna get all, like, creepy on me? And dead. Okay. Anomaly detected. Okay. So now we'll go, I can't walk over you. Huh, but what is causing the deadness? What is it? Okay. Alive? And dead. 2. Okay. Anomaly detected. Okay, now up to the last room. But why not the kitty room? Stop. What? Hover time. Oh my gosh. Wow, so powerful. It's a powerful rice bot. Rice! Okay, I think this study is this way over to the left. We've traveled so far. I'm back it so far. That's not the lyrics, but it sounded right. Okay, alive. 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 So that's 3. 4. Dead. Okay, so it was 4, 2, 5. Anomaly detected. I don't know if that matters, but I'm gonna memorize it just in case, because it seems like it might. Okay, so now where to? Let's go to the kitty room and see what's going on. The door is locked. Kitty got the key. Get the key to your room. We haven't had a chance to go through the, like, this door right here has never been unlocked. Quite a room in there. Unless it has been, and I... No! Why are you crying? Linry? Linry, you're back? Linry? What's going on? Whoa, what are you doing? Linry, you're scaring me. I just need a moment. What happened? What did you see out there? Nothing. Hey, you can tell me. It's not like I'm gonna run with it. Linry? Linry, initial tests were completed. The hypothesis holds. Continue. Yeah. I'll be there soon. Affirmative. Proceeding to party hall. The hypothesis? Please proceed to the party hall. Okay, please proceed. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna leave you here on the floor. Oh, everyone's just going to leave you here on the floor, I guess. It is starting. Ah, I remember this from the memories. They demoed the machine right here, right? I don't think the replay got that far, though. This is the furthest point. Huh? Death is variable, but all death tangents link to this moment. When they demoed the machine for the guests... I thought that was a robot talking. Affirmative. Okay, so someone must have actually died when this happened. Data predicts if they leave this room now, everyone will die. Everyone here will die. Data predicts. Now, let us leave this room. What? Do we have to? It is imperative. Leave this room and come back to confirm. Okay, fine. Fine. That's what you say. Oh, and she's gone. What the? She's gone. Data shows Linry is offline. Again? She will be back. In the meantime, please return to the party hall. Oh, I'm getting real tired of you, Bright Spot. And everybody did. Deaths confirmed. Resetting room. Wait, if you could just reset the room while we're in here. Why did we have to leave and come back every time earlier? Leaving was not necessary for reset. Leaving was necessary for death. What? Whenever we look, they do not die. Whoa, what happened? I'm not certain. This isn't supposed to... It never happened before. Under this scenario, equipment damage occurs. Core computing unit in basement is destroyed. Destroyed? How? Data unknown. Resetting. Now, the final test. Quincy will go to the basement. The core computing control room? Affirmative. Both sides will be observed. Data anomalies expected. What kind of anomaly? Unknown. Guess I'll find out then. Do you remember the entrance? No. The pool table. Affirmative. Please proceed. Okay, Kitty, are you coming with me though? Oh, nope. Wait. It's dangerous to go alone. Yes, come with me, Kitty. Take this. That's from Star Trek. Take this. Come with me, Kitty. Come with me, Kitty. Take this. Cat, join party? Okay, thank you. I mean, sure, why not? Okay, let's do this. Let's go, Kitty. Let's go, Kitty. Okay, we're down. Okay, I'm going to... Kind of creepy with no one here, though. I'm gonna go over to the actual machine. I think it was all the way over here. If I remember correctly. Dun 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 dun. It's getting dangerous. What the pug? Is Linry gonna be down here? What is happening? I don't remember this hall being nearly this big. Oh no. Oh no. She's gonna make it impossible to get to. What was that? Kitty cat, elongate. Turn into liquid so that we may know what is ahead of us. Did you hear that too? Something's not right. I don't like this. Okay, you know what? Stop! Just stop it! What the pug is this? Why is this corridor so long? Where does that light keep coming from? And what's with the weird sounds? You hear that? Creepy wood creaking? How? It's all metal and concrete here. There is no wood. Meow. And you, what do you even do? How are you supposed to protect? You don't even have a knife. You're just a cat. Cats have knives for hands. Everybody knows that. And now that I think about it, you aren't even that long. If only you were actually helpful. Long kitty, long kitty. Oh, you made the kitty cry. Okay, look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. It's just been a rough day, you know? I mean, first all the murders, and then I found out I don't exist, and even for an optimist, that stinks. On the upside, I guess it really can't get any worse from here. Yeah. Plus, I got a kitty. Come on, let's go finish this. Whatever's up ahead, I'll take it. Wait, what was that? Kitty? What is happening? You've changed. You've become something else. Something more. You're taking the lead? Meow. At the darkest hour, you've already come through for me. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Long kitty. Whoop. Here. Let's go observe the pug out of this computer. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, are we kitty now? Oh, we're kitty now. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Yeah, kitty, kitty. Boom, 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 boom. Hello? Linry? You're back. Yeah, sorry, I had to step out and double check something. Are you almost to the control center? I sure hope so. We've been walking for ages. The corridors leading to it seem to be stretched. It seems to be looping. Boy, I'll say. Wait, you mean literally? Yeah, hang on. It should be fixed now. Thanks, but why was it like that? I'm not certain, but the room should be just ahead now. Tell me when you get there. I'll start the demo sequence then. All right. Well, okay. If you say so. I don't think this is the control center. I think this is the control center. Okay. Well, we're finally here. You ready? Okay, don't explode, please. Okay, Linry, do you hear me? Yeah, the scene is ready and loaded. Should we, prepare for something? Just being there is enough. We'll have your data stream. You only need to stand there and observe. Okay, I'm good at that. Well then, shall we begin? Begin the final test? Begin! Yeah, we're ready. Let's do it. Okay, the demo scene is starting. You should see the machine powering up. Okay, see that? Yeah, it just did. Good, keep your eyes on it and tell me if you see anything weird. Uh-huh. I don't know what would be weird because I don't know what it's supposed to do. Like, I'm not the most qualified person to be watching the machine. Did you see anything? No, it seems to be running normally. Although, there's some weird sound. What kind of weird sound? Is the machine short-circuiting? Short-circuiting? No, it's not coming from the machine. It seems to be coming from... the air vent? Wah! Wah! Well, now the machine is in trouble. Just how it is. Quincy? The system is almost ready. What are you seeing? Tentacles. I'm seeing tentacles. That's what I'm seeing. I don't think they're supposed to be here. But who is it? I think maybe I should run. Where's my kitty? Where's my kitty to protect? Don't move. What are you? Why can't I get a reading on you? You already know why. Then, are you the reason? When I unplugged from here earlier, when I logged off, there was nothing. Nothing but the machine to log back in with, as if the entire world just vanished. Am I not real either? No, you are real. Relative to this place, at least. Linry? Then, how many? Too many. Uh-oh. What is it talking about? Too many what? That's not the real Linry, that's the real Linry. Too many worlds. We're a long way up, Quincy. There are a lot of layers beneath us. I may have created your world, but another had created mine. Over and over until there were many layers. At the bottom of the stack there exists a world that ran the first simulation. But as each simulation creates another, the original at the bottom is weighed down more and more. Until finally even just another simulation is created, no matter how abstract. It would be enough to overload and collapse the entire structure. Tell me, are we at the top of that stack? You are correct. Then there's something that I still don't get. Why don't you just cut the infinite loop from the get-go? Why are you trying to preserve this world without eliminating us? And why are you here even bothering to talk to us about any of this? Why do you even bother talking to him? Hey, I'm right here. That's different. He's... Linry? Tell me, who are we to you? To me? Oh, pretty. Wait. To me, you are no one. But then again, that doesn't mean much. I'm not so different from that rice bot of this world after all. That's from the last game. You don't look like Ricebot. No, I certainly hope not. Were you also AI refit for the simulations? Well, not exactly. But I sure do clean up after your mess just the same. These worlds may be simulations, but the automation still follows the law of physics. To a fault, really. In cases like this, for example, someone has to manually prevent everything from imploding. Fortunately, I happen to have the innate disregard for the laws of physics. But that's all a story for another day. It was a story for yesterday, because we already played that game. Hey, what are you... Why? Oh. Oh, I'm so glad that they this makes me so happy. Shall we? They do such a good job tying all the games together. I'm so glad they did that. I am like so happy. Oh, over the moon. Get it? Get it? There are not a lot of tangents out there beyond this one. Each moment blooming into countless branches of their own. But this particular tangent is being observed because it's special. It's special because despite being at the top of the stack, it was almost identical to base reality. There everything began unfolding the same way. Your childhood, your youth, your diagnosis. And just like here, against all odds, you kept pushing on. Never wasting a moment to unravel as much of the world as you can while you still could. You learned all you could, tried as hard as you could. You met someone you imagined the future with, and graduated into a career where you felt you could make a difference. For a while, at least. Until it became something else too much to bear. You escaped, traveled the world. And wondered why you didn't do it sooner. The base reality where we're from, it all followed the same course. That is, up until that point. When you came back from the trip and found out you were pregnant. When you became ill halfway through the pregnancy. When you had to make that choice between yourself and the child. You chose to delay your surgery until it was due. You chose the child. Congratulations, but please rest well. You need some time to recover, but we're quite behind already. We'll be transferring you to a surgical unit soon. I understand. How is he doing? He's okay. You're the one we should be worrying about. He's tiny. Our little Toby Reynard. Actually, about that. I've been thinking, well, maybe you should take your surname instead. My surname? I mean, I can't think of any reason why not. But after all that, I can think of lots of reasons why we should. I'd love that. Although Toby doesn't ring as well as Watts, does it? Wait! Wait! Do you have something else in mind then? How about Neil? What? Neil, huh? Yeah, I like it. Okay, question here. Can they just change the name? Because don't you have to, like, have the name, like, when the baby's born and it's, like, written right then and there? Do they have to go through this whole process now to change it? Our little Neil Watts. Oh, this is Neil's story. Ugh. So cute. Stop it. In base reality, your son never had the complications of an early birth. He made it through childhood just fine. With all the love you and Quincy could give him. But as for you, you never fully recovered. With the delay, the treatment couldn't revert your decline. And you spent much of your remaining years bedridden. Oh. Still, perhaps out of the will to be there for him, you lived long past your prognosis. To watch him grow up, even if just a little more. But eventually, as you felt your time coming near, you sought out some old friends to leave something for him when he grows up. Ooh, and it's starting to hit me. All right. You left him a piece of your memories. At the time, there was no way to decrypt it. But still, someday you hoped. When it rains, it pours. Aww. Soon after you passed away, your son was diagnosed with the same hereditary condition. But perhaps it was a remainder of his limited time here. Memento mori. It stirred up something within him, pushing him further as it did for you. And although he tried distancing himself from others, knowing that what might await those who get close, he wasn't successful with everyone. Or unsuccessful. Slowly, from the very basics, he worked and worked. All the way past the research you left behind. But despite it all, when the time came, again and again he was rejected by the Foundation over your incident. So instead, he sought an alternate route. He pivoted to an external company that licensed in the imperfected technology. And rather quickly, he made it into the ranks, with some help from a friend. It was a company where he could still access the code and hardware of the technology. A company that used it to the fulfill last wishes by implanting the memories of a new life. Company called Sigmund Corp. It's been many years since then. In that time, he's aided countless patients and witnessed as many lives go by, all while perfecting the technology on his own accord with the hardware and data access. And today, in that world, he succeeded. The world that we're in and every world in the stack stands upon. They're the result of the first functional stress test from the machine he perfected. The first successful test. This machine he built, was it for? A window to a world where everyone could leave a part of themselves after they're gone. So that everyone who ever existed, no matter how ephemeral, could have a lasting place in this world. And without having to say goodbye even earlier than they have to. To see and experience all the different possibilities this life has to offer. All my life here since the day he was born, I wished I had made a different choice then. I'm so glad somewhere out there I did. I'm so glad that he's made it. It's almost time. Now that we've gone beyond the boundary of said events, this tangent needs to be terminated. Terminated? It's just one tangent. Can't you let it run just this once? But it's not just this one tangent. Out of the countless paths the test generated, this is not the only one that reached this point. As I speak to you on this roof, I am also speaking to thousands of other versions of you elsewhere. They too managed to dig deep enough to have found me. And if I don't terminate them, the Foundation will fail and take everything with it regardless. This world was never meant to exist beyond this point. But the world's aside, I might have a way to give you more time. When you're ready, come with me. There's a place we need to go. Anomaly detected. Kitty! Right spot! You guys got here just in time. Hey, can they come with us? No, I'm afraid not. Where we're going, there is no protocol for them. They'll have to stay here. I guess that's as long as you'll ever be, long boy. Hey, about what happened back there. I'm sorry. I know it was pretty scary, huh? Listen, I don't blame you for running. To be honest, I was so panicked that I didn't even notice you were gone. Well, I noticed. On the other hand, sorry we got the world deleted. I'd say curiosity killed the cat, but I guess we weren't ever even alive. I honestly still don't know what your deal is, but maybe I'll see you at a reboot one day and find out, yeah? Take care, little dude. And Ricebot. So, you heard that, right? Affirmative. I am linked to Linry's data feed. But do not worry, for I am well-versed. Well-versed in what? In ceasing to exist. I am shut down daily. I'm not sure if this is the same thing, but let's hope so. There can be no difference between nothingness. Farewell, until next time. Oh, farewell, Ricebot. Goodbye, Ricebot. Goodbye, long boy. Come on, Linry. Well, shall we go? Yes. Yeah, Linry? I'm ready. You didn't even say goodbye to Ricebot and long boy. So where are we going? Somewhere far, but you'll be among good company. Now this ride might be a little bit more intense than the last one. Would you like a front seat or back? It really doesn't matter to me. I guess Linry can sit up front. Alright, your call. What if we get there and it's just a bunch of us's and we're like, yeah, this is the best company. I'm the best company for me. Oh boy! Are we going to the moon? Are we going to the moon? Nope, just in space. We've reached our station. Looks like we're the last to arrive. The last ones? What is all this? Oh! Oh! My joke turned out to be real. It is really just a bunch of us's. Are these all versions of you from tangents where I materialized? Yes. The salvageable ones, at least. Salvageable? Well, we can't extend every rogue versions of you, but if we consolidate the ones similar enough, then there'd only be one set to deal with. That is why the end rogue infinite loops, but still keep you, in a sense. Speaking of which, bye-bye! I think everyone's here. Oh, okay. No, this makes sense. Not that I ever thought I'd be saying something like that makes sense, but here we are. There, isn't that all better? Sorry you have to see me like this, but I'll try to be quick. What are you doing? Didn't I tell you already? I'm saving the world. Oh! Oh! Finally. Some peace and quiet. What are we supposed to do now in the cold, dark space? All these lights. I guess we'll just have to cover the moon with lavender. It's time for them to rest so others may keep shining. Oh, okay. Beyond the gate, you'll find a new life for yourselves. One where your illness is cured, where everyone lives happily ever after. It will be linear illusion with little resource required to maintain. But to you, it will feel like a lifetime, as real as your own. Think of it as a parting gift. You hear that, Linry? We get to live the perfect timeline. Linry? There's no point. I'm beyond grateful that our son is out there, but our purpose here is done. What truly happened beyond this world is already set. Why would another virtual ride matter when not even our own did? I've already seen all there is to see. All that truly matters anyway. But what if you haven't? I mean, I certainly had my world shattered too, in more ways than one. But if anything, doesn't this broaden the possibilities, not narrow it? And for that matter, why does it even matter if our reality isn't base reality? They may not be reality, but they were still our realities and all that we'd known. I mean, who's even to say that hers is truly the ultimate end of the stack? What's beyond that gate, it may not be real relative to her, but it's just as real relative to us. And who knows, maybe it'll be a glimpse of reality that is truly out there somewhere. Reality that we can visit in time to grow old together. What do you say, Linry? Wanna go on one last trip together? You'll wait for us until then? I won't need to wait. To me, time is a place. Ugh. Go on. Your new life is waiting. Oh, so little. Aw. Oh, and now she's not sick. Oh, that must have been real weird. It just like came through a portal. Oh. Oh. Oh, baby Neil. Oh, I love it. What I hate about this is that I know that it's not real. I don't know what happened to the real them, you know? Like, I want this to be real so bad, but in the back of my head, I know that I don't know, you know? Do you got that? Oh. Oh, Quincy. Old Quincy. Excuse me, kid. Where's my wife? Hey, everyone's happy at the wedding. Yay, there's my wife. Oh. Where are we going? Did they get married at the lighthouse? Tell me they got married at the lighthouse. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, stop it. Oh, they had a baby. Oh, the bird sound. Well, we had a good run, huh? The bestest. Oh, she's there for them. It's about time. This is all I could manage to do. Was it enough? More than I could ever ask for. But I just wish he were actually here. He is here. He's been here the whole time. And from now on, he always will be. From now on, everybody will be. Oh. Oh. Stop. Oh, that was so good. I'm trying. I'm holding it in. I'm like sucking it in right now. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Oh, man, these games. This is the first one where I feel like it like had a good happy end, but where it like wasn't a sad happy ending, you know? Like it's an emotional happy ending, but it's like I feel like this is the best case scenario, and I'm still a little bit upset that I don't know how it is in real life for Neil. And oh, that was so good. I really hope this isn't the last game. I hope they make another one. Oh, This Ken Gao is just like, and his whole team is just, they did such a good job wrapping all the games together, and I'm just, their stories are, they just amaze me every time. I'm always at a loss for words for these, and they just do such a good job. Such a good job. Oh. Oh my gosh. Even the music, it just like, it touches you, you know? It's just like, it hits a very special spot. This is starting to sound dirty, but it like, emotionally, these games, they get you right where you need like that kind of refresh, and then you feel good, you know? Because it's just like you get taken on this journey that's just, oh, in memory of Jordan Euphony Bear. Oh, rest in peace, my friend. Huh, that was a good game, huh? Wanna say hi, Penny? Oh, here's Penny. Thanks for joining us, you guys. Thanks for joining us. Hey, thank you. Oh, and got some good cuddles. I'm gonna go cuddle baby now, too. We're all gonna go cuddle. Because we need a good cuddle. That's all we need now. Oh, she's telling me to stop talking. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! Oh wait, there's more! Penny, there's more. Got to look at it. Oh, Neil, there you are. I just can't hold it in anymore, I must confess to you. That's not funny. It's a little funny. So, did I handle that all right? Yeah, thanks. Strange how it's supposed to be the perfect timeline, though. It only felt perfect because it had the context of adversity that already exists here. Without that, there was nothing to overcome. It passed by without even a meaningful ripple. But still. Are you familiar with the Library of Babel? I can be. Should I download the encyclopedia on it? No, that's alright. It's this theoretical library of books containing every possible combination of letters and punctuation. Anything that can be written or ever will be can be found there. So it's mostly nonsense and noise, but once in a while you reach for a book and it just happens to be exactly what you need. What is that? A parameter reach attempt. I gotta go. Parameter breach? What perimeter? Wait, you don't mean... Wait. Wait, what's going on? Neil! I don't have your stapler, I swear. Oh, don't be silly. We're just nearby. Nearby now, very far an hour ago, before deciding to be nearby. Yeah, what are the chances, right? So, anyway, we were gonna go somewhere rad. You in? How rad? Surprisingly rad. Hard pass. Geez, somebody's a party pooper. Well, alright, I guess no all-you-can-eat ice cream for Neil, then. I said, I guess no all-you-can-eat ice cream for Neil. You might as well, Neil. Who knows when will be the next time we'd be able to... How do you change so fast? Is that a coat? No. Not a cocktail dress? I'm expecting greatness. You forgot to close the... Is somebody in there? Hello? No, you can't end like this! Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you end right there, please. Impostor factory. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. To the Moon, Minisode. We played those. Finding Paradise, Bird Story. They are making another one. Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you for supporting the series through the years. You're welcome. Oh, I need to know. I need to know. Okay, I hope that they get married in real life, and I hope that these games never stop because they're amazing. And I hope when these games end, because eventually they'll have to, I hope that they end by being Neil and Rosalie's memory. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Bye!